for opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Senator Hagerty. Thank you to all of our nominees, for your families, for appearing before the committee today. Mr. Buchan, congratulations on your nomination to serve once again as a U.S. ambassador. As you know, our relationship with Morocco is strong, it's important, it's resilient. We look to Morocco as a leader in the region. This is a very important post. Mr. Giordano, you're headed to the other side of the continent, to Namibia. It's one of 10 African countries that's ranked free by Freedom House. That's important. Namibia's got huge economic potential, new oil discoveries that could triple the country's economy over the next decade. That's a plus and a minus. It's obviously a real opportunity, but it's a situation that's also ripe for corruption. Mr. Issa, if confirmed, you're going to take the helm in Beirut. I've spent a lot of time in Beirut over the years. I'm frankly more optimistic about that country's future than I have been in years. The election of my friend, Joseph Aoun, is in the formation of Lebanon's first government since 2022. It's put the country on a promising path, but they cannot survive without our support. So we need to capitalize on this early success, keep pushing through economic reforms, all the while nurturing this really precarious ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. Mr. O'Neill, Thailand is a longtime treaty ally, economic partner of the United States, but coming off this recent outbreak of violence with its neighbor, Cambodia, we know how important it is for us to remain engaged with Thailand and in this delicate part of the world. And finally, Mustafa, you're nominated to lead our post in Kazakhstan, an increasingly important partner for the United States. Just to note that Senator Daines and I are working to remove a long-standing irritant in our relationship with Kazakhstan and that region in general by repealing the outdated Jackson-Vanik trade restriction that remains on the books from the Soviet era. Chairman Risch and Senator Sheen are supportive of this proposal. I appreciate that, and I hope that we can also count on your support. Stepping back, Mr. Chairman, a little bit, while I wish you all well in your work, if you're confirmed, I will just say that the Trump administration is sending you to these posts largely unarmed and defenseless. You won't command the military. What you will be in charge of is coordinating America's non-military national security tools, but you're going to find when you get there that they largely don't exist any longer. Our aid programs have been shuttered. President Trump is closing down organizations that expose Chinese and Russian propaganda and corruption. Thousands of diplomats, the people that you would have relied on to do the work of protecting our nation, are being fired, not for cause, but just to shrink our capacity to protect America. I'll give you a concrete example that impacts the posts that you'll be going to in Morocco and Namibia. Trump recently terminated, for no good reason, tens of millions of projects that help upgrade Africa's power grid. Now, China knows how Africa's economy is going to boom in the next 50 years, so they want Chinese companies, not American companies, to have relationships. They know that many of the critical minerals that are going to be powering AI and defense systems come from Africa. So what happened? When Trump pulled back on this $80 million commitment to help power Africa, China stepped immediately into the void, announced $50 billion in financing for economic development and infrastructure in Africa. It was a self-defeating policy that delights our adversaries, and we see it happening over and over again. And finally, Mr. Chairman, given that this is my first chance to be a ranking member on one of these nominations committee's hearings, just a word on the nominations process itself. The way in which President Trump is choosing ambassadors is without precedent, and we need to talk about it on this committee. Mr. Chairman, I think political ambassadors can be really effective and impactful in the right places and if they're the right people. Under every administration before this one, the percentage of ambassadors that were political as opposed to career foreign service mostly hovered between 25 and 40%. In President Trump's first term, it got up to close to 50%, but it's normally been in that 25 to 40% range. And this is really important because in addition to just the reality that many posts need to be led by a career diplomat because of the need for deep experience and knowledge, keeping a percentage of posts reserved for career diplomats is also essential to keeping qualified people in the diplomatic corps. If you think you're never going to become an ambassador, then really good people are just going to leave. But that seems to be the entire point of President Trump's nomination policy to force mid-career diplomats to leave. As his OMB director said, the administration wants civil service employees to live, quote, in trauma. Thus far in Trump's second term, the percentage of political nominees is not 40%, it's not 50%, it's not 70%, it's 95%. 58 out of the 61 nominees have been political. There have been 3 career nominees, and 2 of them are on this panel. That's unacceptable. That's bad policy. And this committee should not endorse this dangerous policy of giving nearly every single ambassadorial post to friends and political supporters of the president. Look forward to this nominations hearing. Again, thank you all for appearing.
Thank you, Ranking